I am Kristy Putnam, Senior Trainer of Tai Chi Easy. Today I am going to lead us through the 35-minute Tai Chi Fit Veterans Standing Routine. Rather than using the 5-part cueing of the flow motion format, I'm going to call out the number of repetitions and cue with motion basics. So we begin with our feet together. You may have done some plus ones to spread out a little extra time in front of your class to make it longer. I like to begin simply with a hugging the tree standing meditation. Taking a deep breath, noticing the place where your feet touch the earth. Taking a moment for your I don't care preamble. There's nothing to learn, nothing to memorize. If I go one way and you go the other, I don't care. There's just follow along and have fun and remember to smile. And release the hands down. We begin the routine with 3 sink the chis. Toss the arms up to hugging the tree. Palms towards the earth, dropping down the torso. 3 times, sinking the chi. Rounding the arms out into hugging the tree and releasing down. And shifting the weight to one foot. Stepping out, slowly lifting the heel, peeling up the toe, placing the toes and the heel about hip width, and shifting the weight to 50-50. And inhaling the arms, floating up straight out in front. The elbows bend and drop with gravity. The knees and hips soften as we sink, melting to the earth. And repeating 2 more times, opening the door, inhaling up, exhaling down. And transitioning to the third movement, our arms float up in front. Open heart center, inhale to the sides. One hand scoops under, the other to the top, embracing the moon, sinking down. And returning to the beginning, the hands trade places. We embrace the moon 4 times, twice on each side. The fingertips drift back to hugging the tree. And we close combo number 1 with 3 sink the chis. And combo number 2, we sway 8 times from foot to foot, adding in the arms, preparing for the movement called play the pipa, increasing the arm flourish difficulty. Swaying from side to side is a placeholder for an action we're not taking, so we're not stepping. And shift your weight to one foot. Lift that foot and tap the heel, a narrow step forward. Swaying to the other side, tapping the other foot. And now adding one hand floating above that foot. Inhaling the hand up, exhaling. And now adding the other hand below the elbow for play the pipa. The hands can cross in the middle, stop, drop, and roll around to the other side. or simply sweep the hands down the torso. Big circle, little circle. We play the peepaw 6 times, 3 on each side. And pause here. Without moving the foot, embrace the moon. The top hand hides behind the back. Shift forward, tossing that hand up into the sky. Shifting back, repeating 3 times, lifting those toes. And adding in the top hand. Top hand drops straight down, leaving it behind as we rotate and toss away. Rotating the body fully from one side all the way to the forward toes. Stop, drop, and roll. For 3, play the peepaws as a transition. We're going to do 4 sets of part the horse's mane, twice on each side. Pause here, embrace the moon. Top hand hides behind the back. This is bow step number 1, so the hips don't fully turn to face the forward toes. They're about 45 degrees to the side. Embrace the moon, wind up and toss 3 times. Stop, drop, and roll. 3, play the peepaws after every part the horse's mane. And before every part the horse's mane, we embrace the moon. This time, pick up that foot, T-step, deepen the hip joint, and lunge. Stop, drop, and roll. 3, play the peepaws. Our 4th set of part the horse's mane, embrace the moon, pick up that foot, T-step. Exhale, inhale. And 3 more, play the peepaws as we bring this combo to a close. And hug and drag to center, step back. Inhale, open heart center. Exhale, and 3, sink the cheese to close combo number 2. And the hands float up, round out to hugging the tree, open heart center. The fingertips drift back together and make a small ball, and let's rotate it a few times as we begin to sway from side to side. Preparing for repulse monkey, one hand tosses down and out, waves in and pushes forward. A few more times on this side. Tossing the arm out to the side, Rotating the torso about 45 degrees. And the other hand, swaying to that side, tossing, waving, pushing and swaying to the other side. Swaying as the arm floats out and in. Last one. And now alternating hands. Repulse monkey 4 times, twice on each side. The eyes following the palm in motion. And this time we toss and drag to the side, that hand in front of the shoulder. Step in T-step and squat 3 times. Relax the elbow with gravity to relieve shoulder tension. Pushing one hand down 3 times. This hand takes a break, waving and squatting 3 times. And now both hands push and wave 3 times. Getting ready for brush, knee, and push with a twisted step. We go out now to the side. Sink down, rotate, place the heel out and back. Shift and rotate. When your weight is fully forward, you can turn those back toes. And rewind back to the beginning. 3 times brush, knee, and push. Freeze the arms and drag across the front, rotating those toes forward. Rainbowing the arms over the top, shifting the weight and T-stepping in and squatting 3 times. Pushing one hand 3 times. And waving one hand. Both hands together. And stepping out to the side. This time a little different, an underhand toss, bringing the other hand overhead. Back to the center. A double spiral with an underhand toss brings us back to the beginning. 3 brush, knee, and push. And freeze and drag. Notice the hands can cross. If you stepped forward, step back. Shift your weight, rainbow over, step in 3 times. Both hands together for our 3rd set of brush, knee, and push. Underhand double spiral. See that we're grabbing the moon and dragging it back to the beginning, extending and repeating. And freeze and drag. And 3 times. And brush knee and push with a twisted step. Bow step number 2, the hips facing all the way square to the forward toes. And grab a hug, drag it back to center, rotate those toes forward. And open heart center. And release. 3, sink the cheese. The hands float up in front for combo number 4. Cloud hands, open heart center. One hand drops. As you sway to the side, the hands pass at the side, trade places. Shift and rotate. One hand passes in front of the face. Then the top hand becomes the bottom becomes the top. Shift and rotate. Notice we're dragging Embrace the Moon. And make a hook. Shift and rotate the torso, moving the arm through space. Single whip, shifting and bringing the hand back down and around to the hook. 3 times. And release the hook. 2 cloud hands for a transition to the other side. Embrace the moon, make the hook, and open. 1 cloud waving to the high 5. Keep moving through, nice and smooth and flowing. And release the hook, 2 cloud hands. Embrace the moon, make the hook, single whip 3 times. Now as a transition, getting ready for the 3rd movement. Get ready here at the high 5 to reverse direction, up and around and down. The palm turning forward at the knee, sinking down, lifting up to the side. Three, snake creeps down, release the hook. 2 cloud hands. Make your hook. 3 single whips. Transitioning on this side, getting ready for snake creeps down. And here we go, reverse up and over. Snake creeps down, or you can name the movements whatever you like. Maybe squirrel runs down the tree and across the lawn. Release the hook, hug and drag to center. 3, sink the cheese to relax the shoulders halfway through our combo. Hands float up in front. Open heart center. One hand drops down and across as we sway. 4 cloud hands. Notice the elbow leading, the forearm hinging like a windshield wiper, drawing circles. The eyes following the palm in motion. Breathing deep and slow. Embrace the moon. Make your hook. Step in. Step out to the side, placing the heel. Single whip. Shifting back around. And release the hook to cloud hands. When your weight shifts, you can move the empty foot. Embrace the moon, step in the other side, hook, and step out, single whip 3 times. And release. 2 cloud hands, rotating back to center. Embrace the moon, pick up that foot, T-step, and hook. 3 single whips as a transition. And get ready here to reverse directions. And this time, let's bounce. Squatting 3 times, pushing that hand down. And 1 single whip, reversing, and this time all the way down and through for snake creeps down. Three times. Release, and 2 cloud hands. And embrace the moon, step in. Step out 3 single whips. Step out as far as is comfortable. Placing the heel and then shifting the weight. And reverse. And bounce. How low you go depends on your assessment of your class. If you're leaning, you're going too low. 1 single whip. And now all the way through. Letting that torso rotation collapse the arms back together. The movement of the body, moving the arms through space. And release the hook. Hug and drag. Rotate back to center. Take a good inhale here. And 3, sink the cheese. And transitioning to combo 5, the arms float up, open heart center. 1 hand scoops under for embrace the moon, pick up that foot, step in, T-step. And let's hide 1 hand behind the back as we begin ward off. Step out and shift and lift the arm, hinging at the shoulder. The bottom of the moon rotates around and up. And adding in the top hand, little rotation here. Ward off. The top hand freezes when we wind up a little, giving that full rotation of the torso. The top hand drops straight down. And now this hand cuts under for a double spiral with an overhand toss. Both hands going overhead, rotating those toes around, embracing the moon on the other side. Pick up that foot. And top hand hides behind. Full rotation here for a ward off, stepping to the side. And adding in the top hand. Double spiral, cut that hand under, toss overhead, rotate those toes. Embrace the moon T-step. And now one ward off. When your weight shifts, you can rotate the back foot, toss that hand up to point at the other. Sit back and drag the arms as you rotate and shift your weight. And repeating, rolling back 3 times. Tossing the arms around and up like you're pulling a little energy ball, the palms rotating around. Call this one number 3. As you shift back, now you need to shift forward. Double spiral. You can rotate these toes all the way to 135 degrees like a windshield wiper. Step in, T-step. And now you're facing the other side. Ward off. 3 rollbacks. And shift forward. Overhand double spiral. One ward off. One roll back. And now fold in that arm for a press. Rotate the heel of the palm to the wrist. Roll back and press 2 more times. And let that hand slide under and over for our double spiral. And the 4 phases of rotation brings our toes around to face the other direction. One ward off. Wind up a little for a nice, long, graceful roll back. And press 3 times. Hand sneaks under and over. And one ward off. One roll back and one press. And then we'll have the 4th component of this movement. The hands rotate down toward the ground, separate, sit back, bend the elbows, sync with gravity, and then push forward and shift the weight, extend the arms, and repeat 2 more times, pushing. And a new transition this time. Freeze the back hand, rotate around, opening the heart, and embrace the moon, step in. One ward off. One roll back. One press. And the hands, palms to the ground, separate. 3 pushes. And open heart center. Rotate the toes all the way around. And now one of each component for the movement called grass bird's tail. Open heart center. Little grass bird's tail on the other side. Ward off. Roll back. Press. And push. And drag your hug to center. Open heart center. You can heel toe your feet in. 3, sink the cheese to close combo number 5. And now a high sink the chi, reaching up and gathering the sky and bathing your torso, sinking down. The hands reach the tabletop, bounce up to the heart, roll forward, down and around, tracing the Buddha's belly, palms open up back to the heart. And another high sink the chi, gathering from sky. Bouncing off the tabletop, bringing a diamond to heart center, thumb and fingers touching, extending the arms straight out, relaxed fingers and hands stretching, rounding the shoulder bow, and releasing, repeating that sequence 2 more times. Bouncing up to circle around the Buddha's belly, inhaling up, exhaling down. High sink the chi. Sending that energy out. Last sequence. Gathering energy. Sending out a diamond from the heart, sharing that energy with others. And release. Open heart center. Let the hands sweep down. The hands cross. The palms facing up, rise up to the heart, rotate to face down, open heart center. And 2 more times, closing the doors, the wrists criss in the front. Rotate to face down, open heart center. And after the third, open heart center. Fingertips drop back together and down for stepping in. One, sync the chi. And a bow to acknowledge those who came here today to practice with you.